All right, good morning. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the greatest team meeting of the year. Why? Because we're here today and we're going to make it the greatest one on October 19th. Can you believe on October 19th? I say that out loud just because it helps me to realize. Anybody ever get confused what year it is too, by the way? And you got to look and double check for 22. No one else? Okay, great. Thank you. At least one of you is honest. The rest of you are, I guess you're really sharp and you stay fresh. Okay, who's got something good to share? Let's get some energy rolling. Online, feel free to jump in. We can hear you. Who's got something exciting to share? Let's hear it.
I just got 2 buyer clients.
2 buyer clients. All right, good deal. We like buyer clients. Educate them and let's get them locked in on some contracts. What else? Anything good? Online.
Yes, I went to a new listing appointment on Monday, and my husband also just got his home inspector's license.
Okay, great. Got us a listing. You get in the home inspecting business. Okay, great. Who else? Dale, what you got? Oh, yeah?
Oh, called out. What's your good news? She has an accepted, executed contract.
There you go.
First buyer, second buyer.
There you go. Good deal. You're like, isn't that what we're supposed to do? Why is that good news? That's right. She's not counting her until it's there. But you did the first step, would get them under contract. All right, very good. Anyone else? Go once, going twice. All right, let's roll. We got. Oh, you sold a townhome. Okay, very good. New construction. New construction. Good deal. Just like, yeah, it was easy. I showed up, said hi, and then closed it and put it in. All right, here's a recap of some things that we have going on. This is an overall view. Tomorrow we have the 20th. We are hosting the HAR breakfast that takes place at Sugar Creek. It does cost you $10, even as an HAR member. And yet, if you're specific about volunteering, I think we're pretty good set, right? We're good on our volunteers leading us and check-in response, but we'd love a good presence there. So join us.
They still have some, it is not, and there's about less than 20 seats left.
Okay.
Okay, so you can do that.
Great. Other things that we have coming up, we'll go into more detail so you can see some busy things going. Lots of places where we need involvement. Remember, the office doesn't do these things for good times, by the way, the staff. We do it as a leverage point for you, either education or training and ways to jump in, but you can see we're really set moving forward. So let's jump into some of these moving forward. Oh, first, we got some good news. We always like to share it. Norman.
Oh, okay. So the blood drive
That we already had.
that we just had for Olivia. Isn't that a sweet face? Next slide. It's directly quoted from the coordinator at the blood drive center that I work with. And she said, you all did great. You had the largest blood drive ever this last time. Congratulations,
Yes,
guys.
that's awesome.
So 27 donors, which helped out at least 81 lives. Okay,
That is very good.
congratulations.
Thank you for giving. Thank you, Norman, for doing that. Norman just asked you to give blood. That's all. When he asks, give it. All right.
As long as it's red.
Yes. And not European. Sorry. They don't like European blood. I wish I could tell you they did. Not me. That was a joke we used with Yana and Nikki over the years because they
And
go, I've
Cedric.
tried, and they won't take it.
Too funny.
Okay, go.
All right, it's that time of year again, right? Time to set up your goals for 2023. Finish the year strong, set up your goals for 2023. And Andy, as usual, is doing her business planning clinics for you guys. So there's 3 opportunities that she's going to be providing us first and foremost is going to be Tuesday, November 1st. This is the evening session. Will take place right here in the training room. All 3 sessions will be in the training room only. So this one's at 6 p.m. on November 1st. And then we have her title, Business Planning Clinic for Dummies. All right. So don't worry if you have a little bit of learning to do there. That's what she's going to provide. It is Thursday, the 3rd of November, all day, 9 to 3. There will be lunch provided, clearly, with that being that long, right here again in the training room. And then on Friday, November 4th, from 1 to 3 is the goal settings with Andy. All right. So please mark your calendars. Make some time for that. Be here. It'll be powerful stuff.
Remember what the power of goals. When goals are specific, measurable, written down, and you have a plan to do it, the percentage of them being achieved, and you can look at university and studies, is significantly, the percentages go off the charts. So we got to work from a written plan. We want to do it based on proven models and systems. That's why we call it the MREA, the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. And we're going to really dig in. And a lot of times the path is in the math. So we have to do some math, by the way, but make sure you take advantage of that. And we really come away with a good written plan moving forward. Okay.
All right. We've provided you with an amazing leverage piece in your business. Have you even looked at it yet? CMA Snap is a tool that is now at your disposal for you to be able to leverage into your business and your appointments. We'll keep going forward. It's a quick access tool where you plug in an address and it will compute a full-blown CMA with extensive data to help support your conversion. It operates like an appraiser would create a CMA with adjustments for square footage, bedrooms, size, lot size, etc. All right, one more. And as you have the ability, then you'll have a full report that you can present to your clients, whether it's a buyer or a listing, with all kinds of data from price per square foot to days on market. All right. So if you have not looked at it, every one of you, next one, have access to it. Here's the QR code if you want to start taking a look now, cmasnap.com, and you can play with it. One more. Friday, I'm actually going to have a class on it, leveraging CMA Snap. It will be in person and on Zoom, 1:30, right here in the training room, and on Zoom. That way, as many people can attend as possible. All right. So again, if you have any questions, please feel free to find me or be there on Friday and be there on Friday.
For the full version, there is a cost, not
Yes.
to us. We've channeled it down. It's $15 per month to carry it, but there is also a free version that comes along with it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Quick thing on what Chad just brought up about the cost of the free. The free you can look at, but you cannot save or print, do anything. So if you want to be able to send this report to your client, you have to go to the, but it is a great product.
Have you signed up, Ken
Yeah,
Farland?
I've sent CMAs out to people.
Okay, awesome. And are they working?
Yes.
Okay, we have tremendous response on this. As soon as somebody gets in there, they realize it's so valuable and they choose to subscribe. It's $180 a year if you're talking about from an annual perspective, broken down to $15 a month. That's a huge ROI, return on investment. Okay?
Okay. All right.
I
Great.
think I have one more. One more reminder, we are hosting VAREP here today, the Veterans Association of Real Estate Professionals, right after team meeting and lunch at 1 p.m. And they're going to talk about demystifying VA loans. All right. And for the next 2 Wednesdays, we are hosting on their behalf 2 other classes. All right. So next Wednesday is marketing to military or veterans. And then there's VA 101 the following Wednesday. And I believe AMCAP is also a part of that. All right, so just FYI, I wanted to bring it to your attention. So if you're available, I highly suggest this today. Okay, all right, I believe that's it for me. Thank you.
Okay. Kimbra,
Congratulations.
we had an outstanding day on Saturday. If you were there, the parking lot was buzzing. So take it away.
We had our highest number of people that brought shredding and I call them shreddables and edibles to our event
Not
Saturday.
those kind of edibles.
Oh, come on.
We did have that too, by the way. That's another one.
So y'all did a great job helping us get the word out. As always, that's part of our story. We give where we live. And I had people literally stop me and say, I'm so glad y'all had this event because I need to get shredded done, but I instead of paying someone to do it or going to a city thing, I love that I can donate to a worthy cause. So thank you all. I hope that it was good for you too. As always, we want you to use our events to promote you to your clients and your sphere of influence. These are the numbers. Look how many pounds of food we collected. And so they converted the cash donations and gift cards and then change that to what that amount of food would have been worth. That's a pretty nice.
That's
gift.
awesome.
They were
Good job,
very, very
guys.
happy with us.
Yeah,
And
thank you,
thanks for the
guys.
volunteers that showed up.
We had some outstanding volunteers that jumped in, and we should give away some gifts on the we had Ross McKeithran out there. He was working hard. He disappeared about after 2 hours because I think he was at his
There's a video
capacity.
chat if you want to go next.
Okay, next we got a video. Great. All right, cool. All right, and on to our next one. Every hound needs a
Every
home.
hound needs a home. We want to thank everybody that came out and supported us and helped us. We didn't raise as much money as we wanted to or get as many pets adopted, but everyone was appreciative. I think we got 4 pets adopted and some applications made. We raised over $625 selling raffle tickets for items. The vendors and the rescues have come out and told us that they were very appreciative of the opportunity to interact and make connections. If y'all enjoyed tacos, please thank Sharon Peterson at Charter Title and also Melissa Lima at Patton for sending out Orion for people to interact with as well. So we're just thinking bigger and better next year. We did get in a little trouble, but you're not having fun if you don't get in a little trouble.
We did. We got kicked off and kicked back on.
That was Tasha's fault. The music was too loud.
No. It's not. Yeah, thank you everybody who came, especially the volunteers. We thought we were gonna need a lot of volunteers, but we didn't need that many. So thanks to those that went over to help out for Shred for Hunger. So.
And Norman and Greg showing up much earlier than anybody else to help
Yes.
everything get set up. We couldn't have gotten it set up without
Yes.
those two guys.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. All right, next up, we have Liz.
Okay, so now is our next event and our next opportunity to give where you live is Trunk or Treat. We are at 20 trunks. And so we need to have at least 10 more. And I say at least because I would love to have more than that. So 20 trunks is where we are right now. It is on October 29th from 6 to 8. If you guys want to do it like with a vendor partner or another agent, you can do it together. All I need to know is how many trunks I will have. So if 2 agents want to do it together, that's cool. Just have one of you sign up and then I know that's a trunk. I mentioned last time, if you want to make it easy, just go to orientaltrading.com, order your kit on there, your trunk or treat kit, and order your candy. It all comes together easy right at your doorstep. You don't even have to think about it. You just pick your theme. I think when I looked, I think there was like 20 or 25 themes of trunk or treat kits that you can order from. So, this is one of the, like Kimbra mentioned, this is one of the opportunities where you want to take our event and leverage it to advertise yourself, right? This is a perfect opportunity. We have vendors that are contacting us that I don't know who they are, but they know about our trunk or treat event and they want to participate because they are using it as a lead gen opportunity. This is your event. We should be doing the exact same thing, right? And it's just plain old fun. It's fun to see kids with smiles on their faces when you give them candy. There's very few things in this world that make a child happier and a bigger smile on their face than a piece of candy. Okay, so it is a perfect opportunity to lead gen, but more importantly, give where you live. So this is the QR code if you want to sign up there. It's an Eventbrite sign up. So I think it's on the flyers and stuff around the office, but if not, you're welcome to reach out to me too. And, I can just text you or Barbara has the link. It's really easy to sign up. So October 29th, 6 to 8, let's have some plain old fun and pass out some candy.
It's real easy to do a trunk, right? Just so you know, trunk, you're doing this at the back of your vehicle. It didn't even have to be your vehicle. You're
No.
owning a parking spot where you can have fun. You could do a mixture of games, right? This is a safe spot. The time of, hey, I'll drop you off at this neighborhood and pick you up. A lot of families do not feel comfortable. We will have security, we have food truck, we will have music, right? We'll have a good time. I think at one point we've hit 800 people. So we got to deliver the product and you just leverage it. Nobody knows sometimes if you're not even present or you can't, nobody's going to steal your client. They came because of your relationship. It's an easy leverage. It's an easy, safe thing. We should be filling up the parking lot with this type of environment and leverage it as your own. When we heard about Shredding Hunger, a lot of times we heard people who recommended. It's like you're on their team. They don't know any better as the client. They go, wow, you really put on a big event for us. You must be really doing things really big. No, we did it together, but we can brand it as our own. That's what's really cool. I don't think we actually get that concept. So send it to your neighborhood.
And this is, if you guys see, you can customize. Greg sent out a link and I think are you sending out customized or no?
No, everything is already sent out.
Okay, so you guys should have a customized thing for you guys to send out, for you to post on social media. And I know I saw it where Greg sent out, like, if you wanted to do something different, like, close to $500. So you get your HR dues paid for the first trunk, okay? The second place, you get $125 Amazon gift card, which is not too shabby too. I spend a lot of money on Amazon. So, and then third place is a customized yard sign. Okay, so we have 3 prizes now. We will not be the ones voting on the trunk, by the way. I'm gonna grab 2 or 3 or 4, maybe up to 5 random guests and from the public, and I'm going to ask them to tell me who their favorite trunk is. And that's how they're going to be selected. It's not going to be selected by any of us here. So, whatever your theme is, go all out because there's some good prizes out there. You have a question?
Do you have a picture of last year's winner?
I was
We
not in
should have a
charge.
video from last year.
I know
Yeah,
who
we'll
won the last time I did it. It was me, but I had to give it to Israel because I couldn't compete.
It was.
Yeah, what did you do?
I had a big backdrop hanging behind my car. I was speaking dressed up in witches, we had a cauldron, and I had face painting and balloon artists there, so, you know, that was my thing. And then we had a place for them to take really cool pictures of their kids with their costumes, and I think that really worked with them.
The year that I went, I was like, I did spooky, like I like scary Halloween stuff. So it was like spooky. So I had like spiders and fog and, you know, like witches and all that sort of stuff. And it was scary. That's my favorite. But anyway,
So now remember, if you're out of town this weekend, can you still use the event? Yes, still send out the flyer. And yet what do we always need a lot of is candy. We have a box in the front desk, at the front desk in the lobby, drop off candy. Last year, was it last year? We had to go run and get more candy. We can never have too much. Yeah, so if you could just donate, leverage it though, use this as a tool, send it out to the community.
Please bring candy to the farm.
yeah, because just so you know, I talked about this last time. I have invested about, I have to admit, I ended up buying more candy just because I like giving out candy. So I think I'm at like 175 but I give out like the good candy and I give out a lot of it because I never liked the little cheap candy.
How many people?
300 is what is the little bags that I'm making, but each bag has 6 pieces of candy in it. So probably, well, last year they said 800. or
Well, the
something.
last year we had weather. Last year it
Or was it the
actually,
year
and
before?
we're a rain or shine too, by the way. We'll just use the cover it on. And we had people who are just so grateful because everything else they had planned for that weekend got canceled.
Just think of that kid that you hand the piece of candy to and their smile. Like that, to me, makes it all worth it. Especially if you have kids, y'all know what that means.
Yes.
Also, the key to the trunk is doing something to attract the kids to your trunk.
Yeah.
I did.
That's why I did, yeah,
Yeah.
Well, you could do full-size candy bars and you'll win every time.
yeah.
Do you all remember as kid, the one house that had the
That had the
full-size
good
candy bar?
The good
Yes.
candy, yeah, I want to be that house.
Yes. Let's be that, let's be that place. Yes. I'm sorry? Oh, for the kids? Oh, the kids, you want to go to, we don't have that link up there, but that's an easy place to do it. Or you can just build your own. Yeah, yes. It'll give you a great idea. You can make it very simple. Okay, great. All right, Greg, come on up.
How you doing, everyone? Good, good. My name is Greg, handle the marketing for the office. I have a few updates I want to give you guys. One, so Calibre Marketing is November 3rd at 11:30 is gonna be in person in Zoom. Who here was at the last class? There's a few people here, right? Cool, there's a few of us. We had a great time, right? So we're doing Instagram Reels. We was learning a bunch of new things on how to do Reels. We created Reels on the spot that day so you guys could post it. So the idea of these classes is that the day of you'll learn something new, but then you'll have something that's tangible or digital that's created at the end of it. So this one, we're gonna do Instagram Reels again, but then also another focus on creating flyers. So a lot of, for the fourth quarter, there's a lot of flyers you should be creating for holiday season because Thanksgiving is coming, Christmas is coming, et cetera, New Year's. So make sure that you guys have some content to share out for the remainder of the year, in addition to like postcards as well. So we're gonna go through that November 3rd, 11:30 a.m. in person in Zoom, and we're working on having an evening session online as well. Okay, cool. So one question that agents ask me a lot is like, hey, I want to have a logo. So a lot of you may need a logo or want one. So on agentmarketingdesk.com, at no cost to you, we have over 15 logo templates. So these are really nice design logos. You can put your name on it, change the color, no cost to you. Takes you about 5-10 minutes to create it. If you're having challenges in creating it through this system, then all you have to do is hit the contact form, and then we'll have an assistant get in touch with you through Zoom and guide you through the process of creating a logo. So if you want one, we can get it done for you. So easy way to get it done. Last thing, so we're having a marketing event, invite-only marketing event. So basically, we're gonna go through some new marketing opportunities, services, and systems. You're gonna get some invites. It's mainly for cappers. So if you're a capper, expect to get an invite via email or text inviting you to this event. So I would say save the date. If you're looking to grow your business, it is fourth quarter. So you want to start ending fourth quarter strong so you can start the next year really strong. So October 28th, 2 p.m., we're gonna have a panel of 4 top producers who are gonna show what they've done marketing in partnership with me and the office. So we gotta save that date. It's gonna be really great for you guys. And that's all I got for you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Really, the vision is, we know the marketing piece, even though we give you resources, and maybe you're like me, some of you just don't take advantage of it or even know where to begin. We're really working on an easy button where, hey, if you can just do it for us and look at it, that's what we're designing. That agent marketing desk, Greg has put a lot of time and energy, is filled with resources. And if you get on there and go, I don't even know what to do, he'll help you. Okay. All right. Brad, what you got?
All right. Hey, everybody. Again, this is like the 5th time you've said hi. I've been reading a lot lately, but 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. The one thing that I'm hearing today and that you guys should be taking away is intentionality, right? So being intentional with your business, being intentional with your clients, with your customers. There's 5 things that top producers do, right? So those 5 things, and you can fit them in here. I'm going to keep number 1 for the end, but time blocking, right? If you're not time blocking, you should be. If you're not lead generating, a selected lead gen, you should be doing that. I see him taking notes. There's only one person. That's perfect. We've got set clear goals, right? We have the goal setting coming up with Andy. So make sure that we're there tracking our numbers, and then accountability. So a mentor, a coach, right? So these all fit within this 7 habits. The last one I want to touch on here is sharpen the saw, right? This is the only one that's not really pinpointed, but there's a saying that I think we've all heard by Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln, right? If I had 8 hours to chop down a tree, I'd spend what? Nobody. 6 hours sharpening the axe, right? So getting very, very intentional in all of your activities, okay? That includes learning, right? And keeping your business on track. So that's all I wanted to share, was just be more intentional with your business.
All right, great. Thanks, Brad. Good stuff. All right, let's jump in and do a little snapshot of the market. Have you felt the change?
Yes.
If you haven't felt the change, it means you're not out there, because there's a change in the weather, and then more than just the cool. I love the change in the weather. When I woke up today and went, oh my gosh, it's in the 40s. Anybody welcome the 40s this morning? Yes. You had to go find the jacket. Well, more than just a change in the weather, there's a change in our market. And I'm just going to specifically hit on a few things. When I look at market snapshots, I look specifically at Fort Bend. That's because where we live. And I look at, that's a joke between Michelle and I, but these numbers are all ways to figure out too. And then I look at Sugar Land, Missouri City, and Richmond. So we're just going to give a little bit of a snapshot of what's going on in our market, right? I use a tool called Brokermetrics. It's a software that we pay for, and it just really looks at what's going on. So if I was to look at all of Fort Bend, right, and I was to look at all units, right, it's just telling us the story, as you can start to see, for sale, under contract, and sold. And what I'm telling you over the year, you're going to hear in this theme is the amount of sales is going down. And I'm going to give you a percentage. And it's going down single family. It's going down in all these pieces as well, right? But we're still a little bit struggling with some inventory. So, but it's increasing. So all price, right? All units, if you look at months supply of inventory, this includes that land, then lot, or that one home that's been sitting on the market for 2 to 3 years. They didn't even sell it in the hottest real estate market ever. You know what property I'm talking about? Anybody know that property on the MLS? Like, you didn't even sell it in that market. What are you going to do? Maybe some of you are actually, that's your sign in front of it. I don't know. And yet what we've seen all properties comparing over time is we are now at 3.3 months of inventory, meaning that if no new properties came on the market, it would take 3.3 months, right, at the absorption rate that we're currently out, and we'd be out of inventory. So in the shift book, it talks about a seller's market, a balanced market, and a buyer's market. So based on those numbers, what market are we in? It's based on the data and the numbers, it's still a seller's market. just kind of, now look, we're gonna go through this a little bit, so bear with me as we look at some snapshots, right? If I go back and I just look at the same numbers and I only look at single family homes, take out all the, if there's any duplexes or land or lots, any of those pieces as well, farm and ranch, the number's 2.9 months of supply of inventory, yet it's on the rise, right? Days of market, we're gonna see is on the rise as we look. Look at our average days on market. Our average days on market, this is for, oh, this one jumping in, Norman, this is Missouri City, because this one was a little compelling to me, right? Look at our days on market just for Missouri City. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen next month. Days on market is going to see, we're gonna see that continue to rise. It's just gonna be there. The reason our data is not matching up with what we're feeling, so to speak, and being able to articulate to our sellers, because days on market only increases what? Basically 1 day at a time. And so it's just creeping, but it's creeping up, it's creeping up, it's creeping up, and days on market is going to continue to creep up. Some more snapshots. This is Sugar Land. Month supply of inventory is 2.7. You're like, 2.7 month supply of inventory. This is the hottest market, but the trend is changing. You're feeling it, we're seeing it. I'm gonna give you more specific. Okay, this got thrown in here. Okay, so you get what we're saying. Month supply of inventory is on the rise, still considered a seller's market. We're sensing a little bit. I asked Dale for a little bit. I'll have Dale come up and talk about this. I'm jumping you in right now. So what's impacting rise of days on market? What's impacting our month supply of inventory, and what's the challenges of buyer right now are interest rates. So I'll just turn on to Dale is, what does that mean? Educate us in the financial realm.
Sure. So interest rates, obviously, everyone hears that rates continue to go up on a daily basis. If you are working with a buyer and you think that that buyer has an approval, you need to daily, or at least every other day, check with their lender to see what rates are doing. They are moving up and down on a daily basis. Sometimes we're having reprices where they will worsen in the afternoon and improve the next morning. You owe it to your buyer. Your buyers need to find a house and make a decision on a lender if they're going to be able to lock in a rate. What we've done is I got this from a local source. This is in regards to the Federal Reserve, the prime lending rate, what we call the overnight lending rate that banks borrow money from other banks. Typically, mortgage interest rates run anywhere from 2 to 2.5%, 3% higher than whatever the current rate is that the Federal Reserve sets the prime lending rate at. Anybody understand what I just said? Okay.
Do we need to?
Yeah. And so here's the thing. The overnight lending rate, the prime lending rate, affects anything as you as a consumer has in regards to interest rates. It could be loans, it could be credit card debts, it could be any type of line of credit that you take on. They set a rate. From there, once that rate is set, the bank or the company that you go to borrow money from, MasterCard or Visa or Capital One or Chase Bank, they set a yield or a margin above that rate, and here's the rate that you get. Sometimes those are dictated through credit scores, which is probably our top dictator of what's going to happen. Sometimes it's about the relationship you might have had over the years with that particular bank. So it impacts any debt that we might take on that has an interest rate tied to it as a consumer. Mortgage interest rates typically at 2 to 3% higher for a mortgage than what that Federal Reserve prime lending rate is. If you go back and you've talked to people in the past, in the 80s, we had a prime lending rate of 15.8%. Inflation was at an all-time high back then, and you've heard people in this room that had mortgages back there that had interest rates of 18% interest rate. We're complaining that rates today are running around 7 to 7.5. Consider a rate of 18% back then. The conversation at that time was not about the interest rate. It was about the need to have a home for my family. And that's something that buyers need to consider right now. So as we look historically from the 80s, we're seeing a big downturn. Right now, where we are lending wise, if you look at this chart, and again, it's a little bit hard to read, the Federal Reserve rate, if you guys recall, they were almost lending money for free from bank to bank to help promote business growth. When we looked at a rate that was almost 0%, we take back in 2020, 2021, add 2 to 3% to that, we were at rates of almost 3% on a 30-year fixed mortgage. Historically, when you look at this chart, if today's rate historically is at 7% for a mortgage, and our prime lending rate is still at an all-time low rate today, based on, this was a couple of days ago at 3.8%, that tells us that historically rates are still incredibly low. Where the consumer, your buyers, their perception is they know just what happened a couple of years ago. They don't know where we are history. This is where we as loan officers, you as their advisors to your buyers, need to be able to predict to them that here's where we are, and this may be a temporary fix. Temporary. What I mean by that is the general consensus is that we are on our way to a recession as far as a country. Worldwide, we're looking at potential recession. Inflation right now is in an incredible number. We're at 8.2%. This is based on the first of this week. It means all of the cost of the goods that we have right now is increasing. What does that do to us when we want to have discretionary income? We have less of it. It costs us more money to buy gasoline. It costs us more money to buy groceries and do the other things that we want to do. So the money is getting a little bit tighter. When Chad puts up his charts that show current inventory levels, does anyone know what the prediction is for the Houston market, our market, for this coming year for values? What's the consensus? What's going to happen to home prices? Decrease. Okay. Possibly a slight decrease. So based on the numbers, another way to look at these numbers is if it's still considered a seller's market, that potentially would mean that there's a lot of buyers out there that are still buying for the current available homes. And when we have a high demand, I used this analogy the other day, when we're in hurricane time, a hurricane's coming, we're told to go buy water. What happens to the water supply at HEB? It's gone. I've got 1,000 cases in inventory, but I got 3,000 people that want to buy it. Our numbers for homes are pretty much the same. We still have a very high number of buyers that are buying for the small inventory that we have. The consensus nationally is that is going to keep our number or our increase in values on a moderate pace. If you go and look at Houston market history, even during 2008 and 2009, you look at 2018, which was a pretty rough year here in our market, we still saw a gradual increase of 3.5% to almost 5% area wide for values. The consensus for Houston is we're still pretty okay, and then our home prices might still maintain just a small increase. Why I'm saying this is that in next year, all of the smart people that get together and determine kind of where they think we're going to be next year is they feel that we are going to see interest rates drop back down into the 5s. That could be great news for a buyer. What happens though if a buyer waits, because they don't have a crystal ball and I don't have one, if they wait to buy a house now? If we saw an increase in 5% on a $300,000 home, how much of an increase is that in the next year? $15,000 potential increase. And ultimately, if they waited, and next year, if that was true, that we saw a 5% increase, that house would now be $15,000 more. If you bought a house today at a rate of 7% and you're waiting for rates to come down and they don't, you might miss or offset that your mortgage payment might be a little higher now. But next summer, if rates go back down to 5.5%, they could potentially refinance the house. So now in this market, we might consider you buy now, knowing that you can refinance as rates go down, but we're going to offset the increase potentially in what the home may appreciate in value. If you paid $300 a month for your mortgage more now, over a year is $3,600. That $3,600 in more mortgage payments, interest versus paying an extra $15,000 for the house, it's still a winning proposition, knowing that later, next year, potentially, if rates do go down, they can refinance the home to get out of the higher interest rate. Make sense?
That does.
You got it.
Okay, let's continue this conversation a little bit. Here's a reality of it. Anytime you hear a crash or something, Dale articulated is not talking about value properties, right? You just don't feel they're going anywhere. You continue to rise. But here's a reality of where we are, and it's showing up. Fort Bend, this is September to September. 58. This year was 993. That's a decrease overall of 21%. Did you feel that? Okay, but who got the 993 is what I want to know. This is single family only, meaning, well, the sales went down. No, there's still 993 sales that we could have taken them all at Keller Williams Southwest, by the way. There's no limitations to this. Sugarland, single family, went from 159 to 127, 20% decrease. So what we're feeling, not value, these are just sales. Richmond, 314 to 239. Missouri City, 150 to 105. You could live in those markets. If I'm a new agent, what does this also tell me? What does this also tell me?
Go to Richmond.
Yeah, your greatest opportunity is Richmond too. Hello, I got in this business in 2007 and 2008. I had the greatest coach that I didn't listen to. Who was my coach? My wife. She told me what to do, and I said, stop, leave me alone. But she'd usually tell me about when I was ready to fall asleep. She'd have great ideas that I should do. And then I couldn't go to sleep. Anybody else, you got this great idea, now I need to go to work? But I just went out there, right? I was at the time as a rookie of the year. And what I told you is I kept hearing like, I don't know what you guys are talking about in shift because I didn't know any better. I was just going and looking for the sales that were there. There's plenty of sales to go get. We're going to have to educate along the way. So here's what I'm going to tell you to do, right? I'm going to read this book to you. This book is called Shift. And it is unbelievable. Every time I read this, I just read it and I get inspired, and it has wisdom. Page 17. So how do you shift gears with this? It's actually, this book is very straightforward and a pragmatic process. Our research, this is based on research. This is not, hey, Gary Keller sat down and goes, I got some great ideas. They went out and who did they interview? The top people. And here's what they said. It's 12 tactics. These issues that we're facing aren't specific, unique, or new. They're the basic components of any successful real estate career. And when business gets tight, they become the critical factors that determine the difference between success or failure. These tactics represent the gear shifts that respond to market shifts. Are you ready? Are you willing? Then let's get after it. Then I had my own little notes that I had. I've went to a lot of shift classes over the year because for the last 5-7 years, we've all been teaching what? The shift is coming, the shift is coming, the shift is coming. Now you hear shift and what do? And whatever, we heard this before, but they're just great tactics. But here's me putting together what to do about it. Here's what I would tell you, some strategies. I would tell you to reach out to past buyers right now, who lost out on deals, who weren't sure who could get something, got frustrated, and get them in a property today. The best time to buy real estate is now. Dale just told you numbers wise, if you have an accountant and needs some path to it, even if it dips a little bit, time is your greatest friends. If you're an investor, if the formula works, who cares what the cost of money is? Debt is a good thing when it comes to owning real estate. Robert Kiyosaki says, we keep money in debt. He's like, no, money is debt. Debt is money, especially when you leverage it in the right. Now, if you go out and buy a new car, that's not smart. If you leverage it for property, go find those buyers. Could be an investment they lost out and got frustrated. Go find them and then go educate them again. These are all things that we know about. Step up your systemized communication with key people in your database, meaning get honed in on your database. We have a program for this. It's called Command. We have plans called Smart Plans. Systematically reach out to your database. Have we taught that before? More critical than ever, because we need to be top of mind. And the theme that I heard at the ALC meeting when people are talking about their deals that are coming in, they were all built off of relationships. Go get your relationships really strong. Engage with your database, meaning when somebody reaches out in your database, follow up, have meaningful conversations. Your FU, your follow-up, FU is not a bad word, is going to be key. You're going to have to just keep in contact more than ever before. These, oh my gosh, do you have time to sleep on it? No, we either need to make an offer now or it'll be gone in the morning. Their time's going to even out a little bit. So follow-up's going to be really important with our clients. Keep following up. I would tell you to step up your farming efforts. Meaning the more that you can stay in front of these sellers. Sellers before knew that if they just stuck a yard sign in and they put it on MLS, it would go. They're smart enough to know is they need to work with a skilled professional. Go after your farming techniques. Shoot more videos on social media. Reels, videos, education. You just got to be consistent and frequent. And you can make it. We just need more videos. People are watching. How many videos did you watch in the last 24 hours? I was watching a baseball game last night and I sat there and watched videos. I went, what kind of world do I live in? I was entertained though. And there's no judgment on the videos if you watch them. Double down on testimonials. Pull your testimonials in and make sure that you have it. Why? Because the consumer knows they're going to need to work with the skilled professional. Testimonials is a great way that you are a skilled professional. We're moving from speed-based to skilled-based. The closest agent to them in the past is, can you write up a deal for me? I want this house, and we can get it to them. We don't care what we have to pay. We'll take it. That's gone. Now we got to be skilled. And then the last one is save your money, meaning have your money set aside because deals are coming. And I hope that you're in position to take advantage of them. There's nothing like grabbing a piece of property in times when sales slow down and go. And you show up to a listing appointment, we should be thinking, what? Should I buy it? This iBuyer thing should go away because we are the iBuyer. And then if you can't buy it, go find your investor who will buy it or figure out a way to partner with them. Because if you can buy a property and you find somebody who goes, look, we'll make you an offer. This is what, if you put it on the market, this is what you could earn, I believe. But if you need cash today, this is what we could offer you today. It's very transparent. There's a way to go about it and you can lock into some properties. Let's personally go drink the water that we sell and go find some properties. I need to own more properties. Anybody else? Yeah, build our portfolio and just hold on to them. If not, Sharon will buy them or Kimber will buy them. Okay, if you're Liz left already, Liz is in the middle of multiple investment properties right now because she knows that's going to give us her greatest return on her effort. And go get this book. You can listen to it, by the way, too. And the more that I read it, it seems more relevant today than it would when it was written. Okay, let's jump ahead. Krista's going to come. You guys remember Krista? Yes. Krista's going to come and do our awards. Oh, we got to recap.
Oh, how did that get in there? So for those of you that don't know, I had just had a baby. So this is little Opal. She's 3 months old now, and this is the family. I have a lot of kids. So if you didn't know that I had a baby, that just means we have a really awesome staff and you didn't even know I was gone. So there you have it.
She was still doing things behind the scenes, by the way.
A little bit. So anyways.
And one of them's dressed different than the other. If you notice that. So she had a girl.
I did. My first little girl. So thank you. All right. Well, jumping on into awards, we like to celebrate our listing unit individuals first. First place was Mr. Robbie Yansky with 6 listed units. And we had a 3-way tie for second place with Angela McDaniel, Jose Montiel, and Lyle Moogie with 3 listed units.
Way to go.
Congratulations. And then for our teams, in first place, we had a tie between the Ambassador Real Estate Group and the Diaz team with 4, and then the Kimber V team in second with 3. So congratulations. And then our top groups, we had the BNP team with 6 listed units, followed by the SIA group with 5, the Audra O'Neill team with 4, and the Kathy Stubbs team with 3. So congratulations to our top groups. And then moving on to our volume, we had Jamie Castens with over 2.1 million in listed volume. Way to go, Jamie. Followed by Justin Crosby. This is Mr. Mysterio. He doesn't like to give his picture. He's popped up a handful of times, you know, so he's been doing business, but just shy of 2 million listed volume. Angela McDaniel, woo-woo, 1.8 million. Congratulations. And then we got Susan Garzinski with 1.3 and Jose Montiel with 1.29. Congratulations. And then for our teams, when you got the units, the volume follows. Ambassador Real Estate Group with 1.38 million, followed by the Diaz team with 1.34. The Kimbra V team with 1.29, so just shy of 1.3. The Irvin team with over $1 million, and the Investor Group just right behind them, over $1 million. So congratulations to our top teams. Woo-hoo! And then with our groups, we got the BNP team leading the way with 4.4 million in listed volume. That's a pretty nice number. Followed by the SIA group with 1.8, the Audra O'Neill team with 1.2, and the Kathy Stubbs team just over $1 million. Woo-woo.
Good job.
And then moving on to our closed units. In first place, we had Robbie Yansky with 8 closed units, followed by Liz Guevara Backman with 7. Congratulations, Liz. She step out of here? She did. Well, she was here. Congratulations, Liz. And then followed in third place was Sapna Patel with 6 closed units. Woo! Way to go.
Burma, yes.
And then Susan Garzinski with 5, followed by a 4-way tie with Jamie Castens, Angela McDaniel, Corrine D'Souza, and Shamsha Ali with 4 closed units.
That's awesome. Good job.
Way to go. For our top teams, we had the Diaz team with 16 closed units in the month of September. This does include leases. They were turning and burning. Followed by the Investor Group with 7 closed units, the Kimber V team with 5, Ambassador Real Estate Group with 4, and Akil's Properties Group with 3. Congratulations. Top groups, the SIA Group closed 25 units. They also do a lot of leases, but that's a lot of units to be turning. Followed closely behind with the BNP team at 23 units, the Audra O'Neill team with 13, and then Kathy Stubbs team rounding out with 5. Congratulations to our top groups.
Good sales out there, by the way.
Yeah, they are. And then adjusted closed volume. Adjusted closed volume is adjusted based on a 3% commission. So first place, we had Sapna with over 2 million in adjusted closed volume. Way to go, Sapna. And then we had Robbie Yansky in second with 1.8, Laura Atkinson with 1.5, Angela McDaniel with 1.4, and Gary Jong with 1.39. And I just got to throw out there, Gary, he only does apartment referrals. That's all he does. Woo, and he does a lot of them. So if you can't get your apartments to pay you, go see him. He's figured out the trick.
Buy him lunch.
That's right. Buy him some lunch. Congratulations to our top individual closed volume. Top closed teams. We had the Diaz team with just shy of 2.4 million in adjusted volume. The Kimbra V team with just shy of 2 million. The Investor Group with 1.7. The Ambassador Real Estate Group with over 1 million, and the Day team with just shy of 800,000. Woo-hoo! Congratulations. And then we have our top closed groups, the BMP team with over 8 million in adjusted closed volume, whew, followed by the SIA group with 3.7, the Audra O'Neill team with 3.6, and the Kathy Stubbs team with 1.6. So congratulations to our top groups. And then this is one of my favorite slides. This is the Triple Crown Award. To qualify, you have to be an individual agent and you have to close 3 or more sales in the same month. So leases don't count. We had 7 people make the list for the month of September: Corrine D'Souza, Sahar Khatib, Susan Garzinski, Robbie Yansky, Angela McDaniel, Amanda Lee, and Sapna Patel. Congratulations. That's all you need is 3 a month, right?
3 months.
3 a month. There you go. You run
Maybe
a
not big
solid-
enough for some of you.
That's right. You can run a solid business at 3 a month. And then we move on to our cappers. When you're closing deals, you're going to cap. So we had 3 cappers last month. The BMP team was 1. Also, Vidi Nyack. Congratulations, Vidi.
Yes.
First time capper. And then we had Akil. Woo-hoo! Way to go, Akil. And then we also like to celebrate our first listings. So very first listing with KW Amir Gatto. Congratulations. Woo! Brandon Turner, your first listing. Cindy Hernandez, also first listing. Way to go, Cindy. Geraldine Bradley with her first listing. Way to go, Geraldine. John Sanchez, also his first listing. Way to go, John. Leah Flores with her first listing. Way to go, Leah. Shayla Master, you just listed it so fast, I didn't even get a photo. Congratulations, Shayla. Alina Escobedo, woo! Congratulations. And Veronica Tobias with her first listing. Way to go, Veronica. And just in case you weren't counting, that's 9 people with their first listing. So and I think almost all these are in productivity coaching. I believe so. So they're doing something exciting in the productivity coaching department. So congratulations. All right, when you list them, the next step is to close them. So Amir Gatto, congratulations on your first closing last month. Also with her first closing, Anai Huss, congratulations, Anai. Ellie Wen, congratulations with your first closing. Jessica Goodrum, also first closing, congratulations. Juliana Akinbobola, congratulations, Juliana. Karen Lee, also first closing, congratulations. Leah Flores, also first closing, congratulations. Ruth Akinyele, congratulations, Ruth, first closing. Samantha Alanis, also first closing, congratulations, Samantha. Shadwet Weaver, first closing, congrats. And Tracy Pam with her first closing. That's
All right,
it.
are you done?
That's all the first
Okay,
closings.
did you notice the pattern there? The reports I showed 20+% down in sales, and yet we had a record number of people with sales, meaning our productivity program produced more company dollar in the history of the company and put us, very few market centers ever hit it. They hit $100,000 a company dollar just out of the PC program. Right, that is fantastic, right? This program was built with Yana and Nikki over time. Now Brad's coming in and carrying the torch, meaning there's deals out there. Don't listen to all the noise that the market is falling apart. Just go find people and get in relationship and do business. That gets me excited, by the way. And if you're a veteran and you're doing this and you're not closing deals, you better get to work or somebody's going to come in and take the opportunity away from you, because they don't know any better. Okay.
And just in case you don't know, if you or someone you know has been in the business for a while and you're wanting to get back productive, the productivity coaching department does have an option for you to participate as well. Just go see Brad if you're interested in something like that. And then for Kelliversaries, I wanted to round the field out with our Kelliversaries. Celebrating 1 year. You may know her. She's our lovely Cynthia Delgado at the front desk. Congratulate her on her first year with KW when you go by. Love you, Cynthia. And also celebrating 1 year, we have Kyle Doobie, Leslie Hamilton, Christopher Kinsey, Dylan Long, Terrence McPeters, Farah Moman, Anu Nigam, Rachel Payne, Maritza Salazar, Sherry Clayton, and Tiffany Williams. Thank you for 1 year with KW. Celebrating 2 years, Terrence Bryant, Maria Hamazaspi, David Jones, Ty Wynn, Michelle Roth, and Paul Wash. Celebrating 3 years, we have Steve Adams, Elizabeth Rivera, Susan Shen, Sekinatu, Ajan Wanchuku. 4 years, we have Markeisha Coy, Christina Jory, Tunu Magwe, Anum Rahim, Rhonda Randall. 5 years, Angela Jackson. 6 years, Lee Irvin, Ryan Irvin, Elle Hill, and Audrey Zavosathy. 7 years, Rusty Boddicker, Robbie Yansky, Lisa Roberts. 8 years, Zana Jones. 12 years, Audra O'Neill. 13 years, Nicole Joyce. 14 years, Susan Garzinski. 15 years, Susan Sattler, Mike Wong. 17 years, Kimbra V, who's here today. Woo-hoo! Congratulations, Kimbra. And Mary Boyorquez, also 17 years. And then our very own fabulous Andy St. Jean, celebrating 18 years with Keller Williams. Is that all it's been, Chad? We'll find a flyer. Does it feel like 5 or 25? I don't- And then also celebrating Kellerversary at 26 years, Todd Baker and Shonda Baker Kearns. Congratulations to all of our Kellerversaries. We know that our people, you have a choice of where you do real estate. And I personally and our team are so honored and privileged when you continue to choose to do real estate with us every single year. So thank you and congratulations to all of our award winners. And don't forget my plug for Business Planning Clinic. We plugged it earlier. For those of you who have been to a business planning clinic, you know the value that it brings and you know you don't want to miss it because that's when you do your planning in the class for the year. For those of you that have not attended business planning clinic, you may not understand. You need to have a plan for your business, and this you are doing real hands-on goal setting, planning, budgeting, like while you're here in the class for next year. And I don't know how many times I've had a discussion with somebody after business planning clinic, asking them, what are your goals for next year? Do you need help? Oh, you just missed the business planning clinic. You could have done it there. And don't be that person that misses it. Come, get plugged in, get your goals set up, and have a great 2023. So, okay, there you go.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
You know, I look back at this list and I remember the conversation that Andy and I had about her making the switch to Keller Williams. Interesting enough, she was with Remax. Interesting enough, she was on a team that was Susan Sattler because she lived right behind the fence. And Susan and her go, all right, I've kind of outgrown the team. Kind of have to see the conversations go. And I remember the conversation that we had. We went, Keller Williams is a model that worked for us because you pay as you go along. It was a cost of sale. It wasn't an expense. The expense at Remax at the time, they did not have a cost of sale, is you paid that monthly payment, or no matter if you're producing. Like, no, this is a better model for us, for her. And she came in and it was a conversation that changed the trajectory of our life where we went, by the way. It's just interesting as you go along. That's what spurs those moments. And you think of people that have come along and been with us year after year after year. That makes it exciting. So we appreciate and we partner. And I still believe the Keller Williams model is the best model. And I've explored them all. Okay, great. Let's jump ahead to our business partner. You already heard from AMCAP. Reliant is out. No, Melissa? Okay, great.
We have our.
There you go. Leslie, come on up.
Thank you.
Yours.
Thank you. Hi, you guys. I'm Leslie with Doma Title. We are 2 minutes down the road, formerly North American Title. We've been in the industry for 69 years. I work for a fee attorney, Arif Lodgy, and it's really awesome working for him just because if you guys have a contract and someone's deceased or probate, something like that is involved, we're able to handle it all in-house. My team has 6 escrow officers. We can close anywhere nationwide. I have a client that she was the listing agent and her client had to travel to Japan for an emergency. The mother passed away. It was super tragic, but we were still able to close them, obviously online. So we do offer remote closings for if you're a listing agent. And so, yes, we would love to help you with that. Another really cool thing, we also have started to do advanced commissions up to 90% the second day that we have the contract. So that's like breaking news, super huge. So if you guys are interested in connecting about that, I would love to. And yes, give us a try, please. We'd love the opportunity. I know there's a lot of title companies out there, but our service is amazing and we can close anywhere. And even at the home. So if someone, is elderly or something, my escrow officers will travel. And so, yeah, would love to connect with you guys. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Leslie. Appreciate you with lunch along the way. I appreciate you guys joining in. Don't forget the trunk or treat. Let's show up big, right? It is such a community event. And here's what I'm going to leave you with. It's a Susan Freed Scott. It's a quote that I strive to live by. Some of you can hold it against me if I don't show up. It says, our work, our relationships, and our lives succeed or fail one conversation at a time. While no single conversation is guaranteed to transform a company, a relationship, a life, any single conversation can. Speak and listen, as this is the most important conversation you will ever have with this person. It could be participate as it matters, because it does. So let's go have some powerful conversations today, this week, and let's go take our unfair share of market. And don't ever forget, everyone needs a place to live. That is not changing in this market. Go find them a place to live. Okay, great. Thank you for being here. We'll see you next week. And then we'll see our bold people on Tuesday. This Tuesday, Sharon Parker is bold. Oh, great.